Welcome to the Wexford Football League Show. Welcome to the Wexford Football League Show. Tonight we'll have the usual look at all the divisions. We're also going to have a deep dive into Division 1, and we've got 7 of the managers of the division in with us. We'll also look back at the big news of Wexford Youths this week, their manager after departing and the money they have for their new stand down or new facilities down in Wexford. Been 2 weeks since we're here, Nicky. What have you been up to?
Not much, Aidan, to be honest with you.
Change there with you then?
No, bit of work and looking at a few games.
Making millions in the pub.
Yeah, I wish. How would you?
And that's a different podcast, Nicky.
It surely is.
I suppose we'll start with the big news this morning. And James Keddy has left Wexford FC.
Yeah, it didn't surprise me really. He's had 2 good years, two really good years, I suppose, getting him into the promotion and getting him into a cup semi-final. But if you look at the League of Ireland, turnaround managers don't stay too long with clubs. So yeah, it didn't really surprise me.
Any rumours on who's going in?
You.
No.
I hear Tony Dye was ringing you 2 or 3 times today.
3 missed calls today. I was very disappointed. I wasn't about the job and all.
No, look, it's early yet, isn't it? So it'd be very interesting to see whether to keep it local or if anybody's qualified local wise to get it, or do they go for a really big name and see can you get in. I think their wage budget and things like that is quite high. So look, it'd be very interesting to see what caliber of manager they can bring in now.
I suppose a big boost during the week was the 2 million awarded to him. I suppose we'll look further into that next week. I think we might have some of them in to tell us exactly what they're going to do, but it's great news in fairness.
Yeah, look, it is. It's a lot of money, and hopefully it'll get that project started.
Then the Oscar Trainers last week, you were had a good win. Willie had a good win. I suppose there is a bit of, not going to say controversy, but a lot of talk with only 4 clubs represented it. But you couldn't argue with the team that took the field. Top team, won the game handy enough, I believe.
Yeah, look at I think they probably won it in third gear. I was down at the game. I definitely think they won it at a cruise. Carlo had a couple of decent players. I don't really look. Not that I don't buy into this bit of criticism saying there's only 4 clubs involved. I suppose Willie is the manager, and I'm not sticking up for him. He knows exactly what he's going to get out of that panel of players. He's played against them now for the last 5 or 6 years. When he was manager of Bunclody, when he was manager of Shamrock Rovers, and now Gorey, he's not going to have the chance to get around to look at players week in, week out from other clubs. So I suppose maybe looking at him, he's gone with the tried and tested, and look, they're a good bunch of players. There's definitely other players outside of the squad, but I think outside the squad that could be in it. But I think Willie has been safe and just gone with what he knows.
He's going on. I said you couldn't argue with the team, all top players, but I suppose I was actually out canvassing last Saturday and I came across Nibs, and Nibs was part of the team in 2010. And we were just talking about it, and so he said to me, actually it was a valid point, the only team to win in All Ireland was a 2010 team, and they were probably represented from Division 2, Division 1, Premier, and there was probably, I think he was saying there could have been 6, 7, 8 clubs represented it. So maybe when you have a bigger representation from clubs, maybe it's easier to, I'm not going to sound hypocritical to say easier to gel them in, but if you just mainly Gorey, Nardin, for Celtic, that there are 3 of them going to be rivals in the league, is there a bit of that in it? It didn't seem the other night, but I'm just saying when you only have the 2 or 3 maybe from spread out across the divisions, it's easier to get them to gel together. And that was an exceptional team in 2010.
And look, it was exceptional, but then again, if if every player had their own club, there probably would be 5 or 6 clubs
Waiting for you to come out.
to be involved. Like you have to look at it like Jess Maguire, Courtown. He would have
Ferns.
started off as the Ferns. Like John Pear, the two Rhodeses, Ross, Todd Hines, Bowes. So there's 3 or 4 clubs mentioned there that are not involved in it now. But look, that's the times we're in. Whether you agree with it or not, there's a big spread from all over the county. There's lads from Enniscorthy, New Ross, Gorey. So look at the thing is we may get in behind them and support them as much as we can. They're home to the Defence Forces I think it's next Tuesday night. It was meant to be away, but the Defence Forces couldn't get a venue, so I think they gave up home ground and they're going to come down to Ferrycarrig next Tuesday night. I think it's not fully confirmed yet, but I think that's what I was looking at.
Look, we'll get on to it later. The FAI draw was made today, and looking at it, I'd say Gorey North End will be well up there in the favour, so that would strengthen the fact that you would think that Oscar Town team should be going probably to latter stages of All-Ireland and definitely winning Leinster again, I think.
Yeah, you would be hoping so anyway. Look at
definitely have the players to do it.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Yeah, look at it. The players, Willie is a good big management team around him as well. So yeah, look at it's up to them really to buy into it and get the training in and get the formation the way Willie wants them to play and settle down. Like as I said the other night, they kind of went through the motions a little bit. They'll come up against stiffer tests and they'll have to play a little bit better. They'll have to move the ball a bit quicker and things like that. But as I said, that was probably the first time that 11 have ever been out together. And as it gels and settles down, I think they should get better.
Yeah, look, I just want to wish Willie and the team all the best. And another county team, I think they're out tomorrow night. The county U team out tomorrow night, Nicky.
Tomorrow, yeah, 7:45 up in Wicklow. They're playing in Arklow United's pitch, the youths. Patrick Whitty's team. So Patrick has been saying that they've come along very, very well. He's quite confident going up. There's Wicklow and the DDSL in that. So the DDSL are always extremely tough. So tomorrow night is a massive game for Wexford. If they pick up a win, if they can beat Wicklow, that sets them up then obviously for a big game against the DDSL. And
so it's done the same as the main as the group.
Yeah, there's actually only one group in the youths. It's to be honest with you, the FAI should really sit down and have a look at what they're doing for the likes of them competitions. Like they're looking to have all the League of Ireland set now. It's time to look at the players who maybe are not League of Ireland level, that are just a shade below it, and not forget about them, because that Leinster competition, like to me, it's a farce, and the FAI have to have a look at it. With only 3 teams going into it, now obviously there's an All Ireland stage to it as well, but it's definitely something that has to be looked at.
Years ago, the FAI Interleague, as it was then, was Interleague was a massive tournament. It was probably only second after the Kennedy Cup, probably, in fairness, as the tournaments are across the country.
Yeah, it was massive.
The League of Ireland used to put a League of Ireland select in it, actually, or 18 into it.
Yeah, no, look, and it has to get back to that. But for me, the FAI now have to go and start showing a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? They're just going to have to start making it better. That and the Oscar Traynor Trophy. They'll have to start putting it out there for leagues, to enter into it, maybe with prize money or get a big sponsor involved, like O'Neill's. The league gets gear off of, or something like that. I'm just throwing out O'Neill's as a sponsor if there's other kit manufacturers there. But it's up to the FAI, and I think they should start pulling their finger out and getting that done.
Yeah, just before we have our first guest in, Glenbarn manager Justin Finn, we'll just have a look at the FAI results from the weekend and the upcoming draw. So we had 5 teams in the South East section last week, Nicky, from Wexford, to get out into the full draw. So we had Ross Celtic, who beat Rosslare Rangers 3-2 in an all Wexford tie. Your own club getting bet 4-3 from Parkville and Carlow after being 3-1 up, I believe, in that.
No, I think it was the 3-2. So the app was a bit slow, I think, on the uptake on that. I actually got up for the extra time and that game. I'm sure Ken and Tucker and the Rovers lads will be extremely disappointed. Like Shamrock Rovers at home should be beating Parkville from Tullow. Like
Surprised
they
by
would have got
themselves.
and they would have got a nice draw. It would have been away to St. Columbia's, I think it is, in the next round, and they're the AUL. But you would have expected Rovers to have overturned them. There wouldn't have been a great side either. So it's definitely a missed opportunity for 'em.
Yeah, and Ross Celtic beating Division 2, as I said earlier, Division 2 side Ross Rangers 3-2. I suppose then you have Ross on a bit of a high coming into that, so they'll probably be a little bit disappointed, but you would expect Premier side to beat Division 2 side in fairness.
Yeah, if the app was to go by, I think Ross went into a 2-1. Or Ross Rangers went 2-1 up in it. So I'm sure Denny would be a little bit disappointed if that was the correct, but the way the scoring went on the app. But look at Ross. I seen him play the week before in Ferns, and I thought they played quite well. So I would have expected them to have beaten Rosslare down there.
Yeah, and Gorey continued their great form in the outside competitions last couple of seasons with a 4-0 comfortable win against St. Pat's at Carlow. Gorey doing what to do, basically win the games, keeping clean sheets.
Definitely up there. It's a good result because you know yourself, Ed, and going up. I've always said it, going up to Carlow is a hell of a lot tougher than being at home to him, and going up to St. Pat's on an Astro, a great result. I think it was played on the Saturday night, was it?
Yeah.
So yeah, great result. So and they keep on going. They got a tough round in the next one with, away to All County. So
Just give me a chance to get there. Like.
oh, sorry.
Steal me thunder. And then North End, the boys got out, done a bit of coverage of this game, some cracking goals in it. A shock for me was John Pearce going a header. But North End comfortable 7-0 winners again, Thomastown.
Sure, look, Thomastown were celebrating the hurling for the week before, so Jesus, you couldn't say a whole lot on that.
You're not going to give North End any credit, no?
Well, look at
praise,
sure, North End will do what North End do. They'll destroy you when you're down. That's one thing they will definitely do. They'll hammer a nail they'll definitely hammer the final nail into a coffin. But I look at a good win for them. They've had a tough North End, like I think the Freebooters, Thomastown. They've had a bit of a tough run into it, and this. I won't mention who they have the next round, Ed, and I'll let you surprise everybody with that.
And then for Celtic, you were down at this Saturday night down in the CBS 2-1 defeat to New Oak in extra time. It was 1-1 in 90 minutes again. New Oak have been getting to the latter stages of these. In fairness, last couple of years, a bit like Gorey and North End setting out at the start of the season to get deep into these and to win them.
Yeah.
You were saying you were disappointed with New Oak, though, I was talking,
Yeah. When I say disappointed, they were really well organised. They got into a 1-0 lead. Like they kind of kept Fort Celtic for long periods of the game at arm's range. I thought, in fairness to the best way I could put it is the both teams were very workmanlike. They were both very honest. And look, if Fort Celtic deserved to get back into the game, Cahill, no doubt, scored a good goal. I to be honest with you, I was shocked. I was flabbergasted. I actually asked the chap after, was he injured? I couldn't believe Chris took him off the minute he scored, making the change. I thought Cahill was going well. Now obviously managers have different ideas, different ways of going things. Evan Farrell done quite well, but for me the night, I thought Adam Beery reeled in the ears, and he was probably the best player on the pitch. He's probably a little bit leaner than I've seen him for a few years, and he worked that front line unbelievably well. His delivery, he was always a danger, and the two Carlow centre halves, New Oak lads, they were good, decent centre halves, but just as Adam kept them on their toes all night long. And to be honest with you, New Oak, I can't think of the chap's name. He scored a worldly of a goal.
Kelly.
Dean. He scored an absolute screamer of a goal. You could have put 5 goalkeepers in it, and they weren't stopping it. So it was a great goal.
We'll move on to the draw then. I suppose North End will be out of 3 teams. North End will be the happiest home draw against Stella Maris. You expect that one. We played them a couple of years ago. I don't know, we're up to much. It's their B team, I think. So you'd expect North End to win that one. Ross Celtic away to Ringaman or Blarney. I think that's Ringaman's second team. It would be Blarney's first team, but I still think the Cork team's a bit like Leinster Senior League. All the good teams playing the Munster Senior League, so I'd expect Ross, I think, to win that myself. And then I suppose the one that probably draw it around in the whole thing probably is All County and Gorey Rangers. The two teams would know each other, played each other there 2 years ago.
2 years ago in the quarter final, wasn't it? So it was a belter of a game.
It's up in All County again, yeah.
Yeah, well, they played each other at home in Gorey the last day. So yeah, look at very tough one for Willie and the lads. So it'll be interesting to see how that one goes. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a tough one, but sometimes it's probably better to get the good teams to keep you focused. As in, if
You
you
won't
got
say that if you're knocked out. You said, I wish I'd have got somebody there that I could have made a couple of changes and didn't ran out a few extra lads. Wouldn't you, Justin?
You wouldn't agree with me anyway. And look, we just wish the three teams all the best. Like I'd go for 3 wins. I'll be brave.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Right, move on then. Our first guest in is Justin Finn, Glenbarron Town manager.
Hi,
Oh.
how are you getting on?
We won't sugarcoat it. Justin has been 4 games in, 1 point. Not where you'd want to be.
No, not really at this stage. But look at still 4 games played. Played Gorey in our last. Unlucky, can say. 2-1, good side. Played Kilmore 3-all. I think it was definitely a game of 2 halves. Like the wind was unbelievable down there. Like
Yeah,
it's just.
it's windy and the best of days.
Yeah, I've never
storm.
seen it like it. What's it's third game? Our second game was St. Joseph's. Yeah, look 6-1. I think it just wasn't. Lads didn't show up on the day. Look, we're very young.
Mm-hmm.
Like our last game against Gorey, there was, I think the oldest player we had was 24.
Jeez, it is young.
The youngest I think was 16. So
Losing Sean Carmody last year then would obviously brought the age bracket straight back down.
Like Sean would have been, I think Sean is 36, 37. Then down to that then was 31. Then the next one's down is 24, 25. Yeah. Like Sean's a massive loss to us. But look at, he's flying where he is now, and
yeah, he actually played really well the other day.
Yeah, like I've seen him in a couple of games now, and like he's been at the club, I think 6, 7, maybe 8 years, and every day he was just unbelievable. Like first, yeah. Look at working in a building, I suppose you could say, really more than anything.
Yeah, he's come in as a relatively new club. I know they would have been there years ago, but he's come back. He's come in. I think it was Division 4. That was it.
Division
Four,
4. Yeah,
flew up the divisions again to Division
Yeah.
1. Would you think he's got there too soon, or?
Probably, yeah. Like probably could have. I think they went from Division 4. They won that, I think, by a country mile, and then I think they were put into Division 2 from.
Jumped a couple of divisions.
Yeah, I think like maybe 4 divisions. But look at again. As I said,
doing what they want again without any. Anyway.
I wasn't on the county board that time, but I agree with you.
No comment. But yeah, look at, as I said, it's very very young team.
Yeah,
Like as I said, we're happy we're in to go along that division the last 2 years or whatever.
you have a lot of young players, but you definitely have one lad who I like, and Sean Cooney, like a goal scorer,
Unbelievable.
big hustle bustle. So at least you have somebody to a focus point in that team.
Yeah, like Sean is our captain. Like made Sean captain last year. Now Sean is still only 20. He's only gone 20 in the last couple of weeks. But on and off the field, he just leads the lads. He's even, maybe texting him, whatever, outside of soccer and whatever, and just on the field, and like as you've seen yourself, he just leads from the front line.
Yeah.
As a country club, and you've been a manager, and look, obviously a big GA club down there as well. Is your job now with a bad start? Is it to keep them lads interested and keep coming when they know maybe they're out of promotion race, or are they committed to you? Like,
Yeah,
they will keep coming.
look good. As I said, we're young. The lads, when I come in, this is my 3rd year in here now, with the first team, and like when I came in, we said we'd try build something, because I could see, like I was involved with the schoolboys for a good few years, and even now still involved. We have a lot coming up, and I could see the potential. Like this team is basically our under-19s team that lost the cup final to the All Blacks, I think 3 years ago. That's
And just with you being such a young team, I know you hire Wexford CBS.
Yeah.
Does it benefit that most of your home games are kind of Saturday evening?
It does.
So and is that a point where you're saying to the lads, is that one of your selling points?
Yeah.
We may be out of league, but look, let's go play our game Saturday. You have the rest of the weekend off. You can do whatever you want Saturday night instead of trying to drag him out of a bed of a Sunday morning.
Yeah, it is a big help, because, like, as you know, young fellas want to go out. They want to have
And
their
enjoy themselves.
Have their Saturday nights.
And
do
even
this.
the older lads, the family day
Yeah.
of a Sunday, it helps as well. Like.
Unfortunately, we haven't got any of the older
No,
lads now, but yeah, that was it. Like we started last, I think you said to Pádraig last January that we could, do Saturday nights, and said yeah, he'd be up for it and whatever. And I think look at its benefit us, but also benefit the league. I think
Yeah.
being able to see to play on a Saturday night, and like I brilliant facility now. Just as I said, hopefully there's more coming up. And more teams take it on as well,
Also, I've been down once or twice when you were playing last year. I haven't seen you play yet this year. There's always a bit of a stir down there of a Saturday evening too, isn't there? Nice crowd even. I seen you play Courtown last year down there. There was a big crowd down at it, so
I think
helps
like
you as well.
our game there against Gorey there 2 weeks ago. I think someone just said to me, there was 95 people at. Which you wouldn't think.
Yeah.
Like it's mad like to think that there was 95 there, but yeah, it's a mad one.
Yeah, no, look, thanks for that, Justin. We wish you all the best for the upcoming season. Hopefully you can turn it around, get in a bit of form.
No bother.
Thanks, Justin.
Thank you.
Thank you, Justin.
And you guys were waiting for Mick Bennett of Kilmore to come in. We'll just look at the Division 5 results. Your own club 3-all with Cora. Timon beating Ratnure 4-0. Bree losing out to Enniscorthy United 4-1. Leonard's Camolan 1-all. Tom Brack probably the surprise team in that division, beating Wexford Celtic 3-1, and Castlelochran All Blacks 1-all. And as I said, Tom Brack gone 8 points ahead of Castlelochran, same amount of games played. Adam Sound another 2 points behind with a game in hand. I think Tom Brack definitely the surprise team.
To be honest, I didn't really see it coming. Tom Brack, they're flying it there and that, aren't they? In that division. There's going to be a split, so it'll end up being in 2 divisions. But look at it, isn't it? It's great to see a country club like Tom Brack doing quite well.
Yeah, I was actually on to Bob New because I was looking at the stats there the other night, and I seen as Bob played for Tom Brack, a chap, Brian Hancock, has 16 goals for him. I said, surely he's worth a shout for a Division 2 team, but I won't tell Brian what Bob said. So we move on.
You might as well. You just you know what to do now. Brian takes Bob and ask him what he said.
I know he was full of praise for him, so in fairness. Mick, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Aidan.
Kilmore manager this year?
No, coach. Actually, Tom is the manager, but he wouldn't come up here.
That's a cop-out straight away, Mick.
He said he was afraid of Nicky. You know what I mean? Before we have a little present for you. We thought we'd present you with something.
Me, you're Nicky, no?
No, both of yous.
I'm afraid now.
Nicky is first anyhow, because
Oh, Jesus.
we got you some hair removal. Just when you wear them shorts, you said you got to put it on. And every time we look at it, Aidan looks class now. He does.
I
He's
tell
very
you.
tidy,
That's because
right?
his wife dresses him.
So we got him a tie.
I could do it in your tie.
This is not any tie now. Look at this is from the manager of the Spanish football team.
Oh, man.
That's very good.
We thought it suit you.
I'm more important than you. I'm more important than you, Nicky.
Actually, yeah. That's because he's looking for a grant and he's looking for somebody to do for him.
On the ball, Nicky, on the ball.
You were quick to jump in and say that. Just put that mic up. See you there.
Yeah.
That you were coach, not manager. So how does that combination work then?
And it works really well for me because I love coaching. The management side of it is it's a lot more difficult, making the phone calls. And as we were saying earlier on, in the old days you were both, So I love coaching and, working with Tom and Connor. It's absolutely great. You know what I mean? So really enjoy it.
This is your first year with him, is it?
Half a season last year, and then we started full season this year with him. So I came on board with about 10 games to go last season.
So do you have anything in, then you say you're coaching, is it solely just coaching, or do you have a say in picking the team, or?
You do, because that comes into it eventually, you know what I mean, and arranging things for the team, and we had Nicky down, which is really good.
Yeah, really enjoyable evening actually.
So, but we'd always sit down and have a chat, like we were saying, it's not just Friday night and Saturday, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's on your mind the whole time. You talk about different players, and this year we've been really unfortunate, Aidan. 2 bad injuries, we had a broken leg in 2 places, and our centre back then done his knee, looks like he's gone for the year. Jesus. And Connor done his
ankle. we wish him all the speedy recovery and the best of luck and getting back
Yeah.
on the pitch as soon as possible. He's got promoted last year.
Yeah.
So he's up in Division 1. How have you found coming up? Just kind of settling, getting everybody back, and how are you finding it?
Look, it's tough at the moment. You know, we have 5 points. You know, we've got some really bad beatings, but very young side. I have to give them that. You know, average age is 21. You know what I mean? We're trying to find a new system. The system we played last year in Division 2 is not going to work in Division 1, and it's one hell of a division. And I think even now coming, it's going to settle. But I think it's going to be a really tough division.
Yeah, definitely.
And as a coach, and you're new enough to the players, what are you working on with them? Is it just the genuine stuff, or is there something specifically you're working on them now as a team?
The big thing for me with the coaching is looking at the individual player first and see what he got and what can he bring to a system, and then discuss with him about the system that we want to play, or we think is the right system, you know. And I think we've changed the system twice this year now, and I think we probably found the system that we want to play, but you got to have the players to play it.
Yeah.
But then the injuries came and
So, threw everything up again.
threw everything. So you got to go back to the drawing board.
And then on training, are the two teams trained together, or are you solely just concentrating on the first team players? Or
I know we train both teams because of numbers, because we have a lot of kids in college. I said it was a young side, like, so the only time we're going to get them is Friday evening. And so we train both teams together. But I'd always put the first team panel when we're working on something specific, or even if we're playing a 20-minute game, they will play together, you know.
yeah, look, I know you work with Davy O'Shea. I know you take your coaching serious. Is one night, as a coach, you believe one night for a team like Kilmore, you're saying you're probably only getting the one night, is that enough to get them up to the Premier where they want to be?
No. But you know, we're a countryside.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's a lot of kids in college. There's a lot of lads working shift work. So it's really difficult to get everybody there on the same night. Like this year, we haven't had the same 9, let alone 11 starting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To get up to that level, you really then have to put, 2, 3, 4 nights in. You have to, if you want to. If you want to get to the Premier, But even in Division 1, I think it's the toughest division I've ever seen. Really tough. And I think there's going to be, people are looking at now, Aidan, and saying, this team is going to get relegated and this team is going to win it. They're in for a couple of surprises along the way, because I think everything is settling now, and it will settle. And then, like even with us personally, we will settle and we'll find a set squad and
a rhythm, and even the likes of your Ratnor, once they get everybody back, like, they'll take points off of clubs, and I wouldn't write them off for being. No, they're not going to win anything, but I wouldn't write them off for being relegated or anything.
Did you not write them off already? No,
he's always writing them off.
No, I did not.
You don't like them because you can't mention the GA.
You mention it, all right, but I don't like it being an excuse.
Yeah.
And your position at the table at the moment?
We're third from bottom. We're not panicking. You know what I mean? It's like I said to the team, we were down in Shelbourne and we got bet well Sunday. I said to him in the dressing room after, if it was 6 weeks to go in the game, it was 6 weeks to go in the league, I'd be really panicking. But I think we can fix it. It's not something, I don't look at it and say we're in trouble here, because I know it can be fixed and it will be fixed. You know what I mean? I have the confidence in the players to do it.
Yeah. The night I was down, actually, it was really enjoyable chatting away to the lads and having a look at how it's going. So in general, the club is going in the right direction. Everything is coming along. I know Toddy, Roach and the lads are behind the team are doing Trojan work, so it's going all good for you.
The club is excellent club, I have to say. They are a neighbour of mine. I'm a Fastnet man, you know what I mean? But I came to Kilmore and they're an excellent club. The committee are absolutely wonderful. And we ever ask them for. And they've spent a lot of money for us. We got the VEO camera this year, it's a lot of money. And didn't hesitate,
Job done.
The underage section down there too. They're working on that, you know what I mean? So really, really strong committee and a really good club.
Yeah, good.
Last question. As a coach then, you mentioned you got the VEO camera. How much time are you spending outside of the training working on that camera?
Well, me and Connor do it, and we could spend every minute of every day on it. You know what I mean? It's a brilliant asset. It questions you. You question yourself now because things, when you're on the sideline, didn't see that. Or you did see it, so you kind of got, right, I did see it.
Why didn't I act on this, or why didn't I do that? Yeah.
And the stats out of it are just incredible. Even for the players, we send it to the players, not the whole game. They can watch the whole game if they want, but we send them snippets. And we'll get to the stage now where we'll just take an individual player in the game.
Yeah.
And we'll do all the stats on him.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. People, every club and every manager and every team wants the camera, but I don't think they realise the work that goes into the watching it. It's not a 90-minute watch; it's a probably 3-4 hour watch. If you're,
I'm not a techno kid, right? And I have to thank Connor for that. And he's showing me how to operate. Now I got my head around it, but the amount of work that goes into it, especially with Connor, he could spend hours and hours and hours on it. And you have to be careful too with it because you can overanalyze a game.
Yeah.
You can send too much information.
Read too much into the stats.
Not look at the game.
And but I think all clubs are going down that road. You know what I mean? They don't just have a manager. They'll have a coach. They'll have the camera. You know what I mean?
As well, it's definite. Like I said it to you downstairs 16 year ago when I took over with my dad with Rovers. There was 5 or 6 Premier clubs doing it. Now you see it filtering into Division 1, Division 2, it's everywhere.
Yeah,
It's
everywhere.
It's crazy the amount of stuff that's going on, and hopefully it'll benefit the game and we keep on raising the game higher.
Yeah. And before I go on there, right, I better know. Tom Lambert is our manager.
Yeah.
And he is one of the best managers I've ever worked under because he's so understanding. He's there for me the whole time. And he's there for the club, and the players love him. Absolutely love him. And, if you have a manager like that, it's good to have.
Look, thanks for coming in, making all the best you and Kilmore for the season.
Thanks very much, lads.
Just before you do go, you may bring it because you have to shave your own legs. You can bring my present home with you.
Hey, I only put these on just to so you could have a comeback. Listen, thanks for having us, lads. Brilliant.
Cheers, mate. The best luck for the rest of the year.
Take care.
Fair play to you.
Bye-bye.
Division 4A, Nicky, Kilmore 2-all with Rossburkin, Bridge 3-all with Josephs, Cam and Ferns 3-all, just a lot of draws in that division, and Wexford Bows, the only team to win that, beating Campile 2-1. Table is Bridge Rovers on 15, Gorey Celtic on 15 with a game in hand, and Campile on 14. I suppose Gorey Celtic, after running away with Division 5, look like to win their game in hand to go 3 points ahead, to be looking to back-to-back promotions, I think, won't they?
Yeah, and I'd say Gorey Celtic could probably do with it. They've been in the shadows up there in Gorey for a couple of years there, so it's good to see their second team going really well.
And now we have the informed team in Division 1, manager Chris Connick from Shelburne with us. Welcome, Chris.
Hello, lads. How's it going?
How are you, Chris?
I think you broke Nicky's heart one year in the Wexford Cup, did you?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, penalties,
Yeah.
I won't talk about that.
No, we'll move on.
Real
quick.
Is this your first year in management?
Yeah, players had a vote. Lads were doing great work over the last couple of years. We just wanted to change the scenery. I suppose we kind of laughed about it, who was going to take over, and my name got thrown into the mix. I didn't really want it. I was wanting to play myself, but look, happy to do it. Good bunch of lads there. Have great help. Evan Murphy there's helping me out as well. Fortunately, Evan got injured. He probably should have been playing, but look, he's doing well. The boys are enjoying training. We're going well. Happy enough.
You didn't consider a player manager, no?
No, either one or the other now.
It doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work. I'd be taking all the penalties then. And
Free kicks,
free
corners,
kick, everything.
Two big wins last 2 games. The Derby again, Rantnure 3-0 and 4-0 last week again, or 5-0 last week in Kilmore. What's been the turnaround in them 2 games?
Let's go down to the boys in training. In fairness, they're last Sunday, they're good win 5-0. I actually didn't get to make the game myself, but the boys, we took away a few of the lads and we done a bit of shooting and stuff like that. And the 3 lads we did take away, they ended up scoring then as well. The boys they're enjoying training. They're putting in the effort. That's all we ask of them.
Yeah, definitely. So overall, what What have you found? You're only a short period in it, but what have you found is the difference between playing and managing?
It's tough, like it is tough. It's you're itching to get on the field yourself, but then you're like, jeez, let the young lads do it, like, getting old for this, like, but
Even the detail in it.
yeah, it's just
Would the thought process take up your mind more in during the week than you were when you were playing?
no, we're still fully like you're always thinking about like what we're going to do. You're focused on Sunday, then it's moving on to Tuesday, then you're focused on to Friday training, and then you're focused again for Sunday morning. Like you're never really out of it. Like unfortunately,
It is a full-time job.
it is.
And how do you find the transition from playing with these fellas now? And probably a lot of them are your friends now to manage them. Have you dropped any of your friends yet?
Not yet. It's come. We've fallen out and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we're there to do a job, and that's it. Like we ask them to do something. In fairness, to do it. We have words as much as everyone else. Like, but they do. Whatever we ask them, like.
Yeah.
And is there 9 points, 2 games in hand, bring us to 4 points behind Northend? If you win the 2 games in hand, would you see yourselves being in that shake up for promotion? Is that where you want to be?
To be honest, we haven't really thought about it. We haven't really sat down and talked about what's going on. Like, we're just, at the moment, we're happy enough to stay in Division 1. That's the aim for the year. And obviously, you'd like to push. Like, everyone wants to get to Premier, like, but the boys have the points on the board. It's better to have them than be looking for them, like.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, as you said, there's boys, like, teams getting a few lads back and stuff. As you said, Ratnure, like, they will take points, like. Ratnure are rivals that are missing a few lads, but they get their full team back, like, they won't be too bad either, like.
Yeah, that'll be a game now to go to down Ratnure and Shelburne when the return fixture. I'm sure the Ratnure boys now. Sure, what? There's only a couple of miles between the two of you, so like, so that'll be a belter now to go down. You'll need a good strong referee that day.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
How big of a derby is it to the players themselves? Is it?
I think we played them there 2 weeks ago. It was more of a derby back in my day than that, like, because I would have hurled with the boys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, but I think it's more.
I was going to ask you, actually do anyone back from the hurling from Ratnure, no?
No, unfortunately, no. 2 of the boys actually they're still injured, I think, so I don't think they're going to make an appearance at all this year. That's what they've said anyway. But look, I'd say they're just going to focus on the hurling and I hope to go well in the hurling as well. Like, but
Yeah.
Well, cheers to that, Chris, and wish you all the best. I think it'd be great to see Shelburne up in the Premier, so I'd encourage you to push and try to get there.
Thanks very much, lads.
All right.
Best of luck, Chris, and thanks very much for coming in.
Cheers, Nick.
I think now we have Division 4, is it?
Don't know, Aidan, you're the one in control.
Not in control, no, I can't find it.
Put on your tie, you'll find out.
Boys didn't have the iPad charge, so I have to go to the phone. Tie was nice. What you get? Shampoo?
Yeah, a hair remover. I'm losing enough as
You don't
it
need it
is
for-
on top of my
I
head.
say you don't need it for the top of your head.
So, well, sure, we're not all blessed with a hairdresser wife, Aidan. She dyeing your hair.
No, she's not tying me here.
She, well, somebody is.
It's a grey, can you not see it? Results in the...
Yoko, is his hair grey?
Can't how you answer that now.
There could be shoe polish or something.
Results in the Division 4. Cushinstown losing out 5-3 to Coraclaw. I think the boys were out covering that game as well. Cormac's 2-0 with the Ballock. Cairn losing out 3-2 to Cortown. Kilteely and Shelburne 2-2 draw. Just look at the table. Fort Celtic. Sports Celtic Thursday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a good win actually in the Leinster Junior Shield this weekend as well, I think. They're on top, 16 points, 7 games played. St. Cormac's 15 points. Cortown 11 points. Coraclaw 10 points. Again, Fort Celtic. There's a bit of that in the lower divisions. The teams that got promoted the year before are doing well again.
Yeah, I bumped into Fossey in outside Pettits the other day, and he was disappointed that I think they missed the penalty in the last minute. So he was a little bit disappointed. But look, at St. Cormac's are going quite well. There's good tradition out there, and I know they went out of the league. I've said it before, but it's good to see him come back in and around.
So we're joined by Joseph's manager, Yoko. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Nicky. Thanks, Aidan.
Thought you were calling me Nicky there.
No, I know the two reasons for now.
Fourth in table, 10 points, 6 games played, 3 wins and a draw. Happy?
Yeah, they're happy enough. Yeah, I thought it was going to be tough coming up to Division 1 anyway. So, look, to get the points on the board early is probably it's nice to get him, and probably not that happy with Porrick with some of the fixtures he gave us so early. Like, we have a lot of away games and stuff as well. But look, you get him out of the way. It's nice as well.
Is there a bit of pressure on you? I'm going to put actually more pressure on you. Joseph's probably from, if you drove up to Kilmuck region into Joseph's, you'd automatically think top Premier club with the facilities there. Is there a bit of pressure on you to get them back there?
We're in the
Or
process of it.
is that coming from yourself as well? That pressure to get them?
Yeah, well, look, the squad we have, I always kind of thought, look, we were down Division 3, and I thought with the players we had, we are good enough to be in. I said it to him when I took over, you're definitely a Division 1 side. Like, even to be pushing to get to Premier, that's obviously where you want to be. Like, you obviously have to improve, and you have to keep improving when you're up there. It's not a forgiving division to be in, or even Division 1 for that matter, how competitive it's gone. So, yeah, the pressure's on to get there, because at the end of the day, the schoolboys is what looks up to the men's teams as well. And if you have a good men's team, you're obviously going to have a good club, and everyone looks up to it.
Yeah, definitely. Yous are the same as Kilmore's. Came up last year. How have you found it? Has the level have stepped up a little bit more again, or is it quite similar?
I think it's stepped up a good bit. Even the pace is a lot different. Like, there's no time on the ball. Like, everyone is pressing so well nowadays. Like, I know you see a lot on the telly and stuff, but everyone likes to play on the front foot all the time, looking to take the ball off you. Yeah, it is tough. It's a lot tougher than what it was like in the lower divisions. We started in Division 3 a couple of years ago, and like, we obviously got on pretty well in that, and we got promoted there last year. So it's definitely going to be tougher this year. Like, as you said, the division is wide open. Like, I couldn't pick anyone to get promoted, relegated out of it. It's mad how competitive it is.
Yeah, he's played Evergreen there 2 weeks ago, was it 3 weeks ago? 7 on the feet.
Can't remember it.
Well, I know that, but
that's the negative in him again.
no, I'm
isn't
actually
it?
going to
Like-
spin it to a positive. But I know it's a heavy defeat, but you want to be playing them
Yeah,
teams to really learn where you're at and what you have to work on. And that's what I felt when we were coming up the divisions. The higher teams you play, you learn a lot more. Like,
oh,
and
definitely.
like Evergreen, one of the top teams in the country. In fairness,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't learn, you're goosed.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, that's it. And obviously they were way better than Sunday, but it was the day of the Gale Force win as well. I don't know how any games went ahead, but they were so good at playing the ball around. Like, it hardly affected them. Whereas if we got the ball, there was there was probably 3 or 4 individual errors that led directly to goals, and all of a sudden we were 4-0 down, like, before you even know, and it just kind of went from there.
So, have your aspirations from before a ball was kicked this year to since you're where you are now in the table, have they changed a little bit? Because I'm sure when you came up, you probably thought, let's try and stay in it. But you've took a couple of good points. I seen you play up in Ajax a couple of weeks ago. I thought you played really, really well. I thought Ajax played well, kind of for maybe 50 minutes, but I thought you were outstanding after that, and he's fully deserved the win. So, have your aspirations changed a little bit? Are you looking now and maybe trying to get in and staying around the promotion? Or are you just happy to stay in the division and build?
No, the aspiration was never to just stay in the division. We wanted to get promoted. That was what we wanted to do from the start. That's what I said to the lads at the start of the season, and we wanted to buy into that. Now, obviously, it's going to be tough, but that's where we want to aim to be in the Premier. Is not to stay in Division 1. That's not the objective. The objective is to get as good as you can, as quick as you can, and stay there.
I like that.
big game this weekend against Courtown.
Yeah, another big one. Yeah, we're at home. Courtown I went to see him there play Camp Hyle last weekend. We had a free weekend and they were very good. Look, Matty's in there. He's in the middle of the field. He pulls all the strings. He's a very good player, but they're very quick on both wings. They have a big target man up front, and the other fella, I can't think of his name, is it Herbage or something? Plays, yeah. He plays in midfield. He was very impressive that day as well. So like they're a strong outfit, and look, we'll be hoping to take 3 points at home. But boy, Jesus, it'll be well earned again, the likes of Courtown.
Yeah, I actually seen Courtown the weekend there. They played Ajax, and to be honest with you, I thought they were excellent. They were really, really good. They probably played the better football. They actually had a man sent off. They were down to 10, and they actually they ended up snatching a draw, a 2-2 draw, but they hit the crossbar twice or 3 times. I think Dylan Clark made a good save, and that was all when they were down to 10 men. The one thing I was surprised that it was Stephen Redmond. 4 subs at half time. It's a big call in a game. So he obviously he likes his squad and he's not afraid to make a change. But so he's looking forward to that battle this Sunday.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Sure, look, that's the games you want to be playing in. You know, we've played them probably a couple of times in practice games and maybe in the summer league. I think we were drew again at that time as well. But we were obviously down the divisions a bit more. I think the lads have to learn a bit more from them. So hopefully we'll be a lot closer.
Where's that game on?
It's in Kilmuckridge.
What's in Kilmuckridge?
Yeah. You don't want us to play every game away, do you?
No, I said, well, you wouldn't. When you said it, I said, you would know, Padre.
Yeah.
You won a few clubs at the indoor arena. How does that help you as a manager? You know you're always going to be training. It has to be a big plus, is it?
Yeah, it's a big plus, but at the same time, like it's probably not as wide, so you can't really work on as much stuff
So, as you'd like.
as you'd like. Like obviously, it's great to have in the indoor, and it's brilliant. You get to work on a lot of stuff, but Astros are not as popular as like grass pitches, so you're training on different surfaces than what you're playing on every week. So it is different. It's a lot different.
I see, like, I know Gorey Rangers are putting lights on their pitch. I'd love to see more clubs, because the pitches now in Wexford are getting better and better and better. Instead of everybody going Astro, I'd love to see more clubs.
Well,
And it's cheaper.
well, there's a lot of grants for that the last time.
So just for lights on pitches, because I think it's the
Campile,
way forward.
Gorey,
Yeah,
All Blacks.
All Blacks. Yeah, there's a load of them. Going Bunclody, I think, is another one.
Yeah, but
I love playing. I'd love seeing teams out on grass.
I would too, but like the other way of looking at that is like if you're going to be training on grass pitches all winter, the winters are worse now as well. You're going to be cutting up pitches. Like
Yeah.
you do need all weather surfaces for
Oh, yeah.
training. Probably if you're going to have floodlights and you're going to train on it, probably there could be 5 or 6 trains on it during the week, and then you play games on a Saturday. So it wouldn't be long about like cutting up in the winter months.
Oh
so.
no, jeez, no. You'd never be able to train on the pitches, but for the Friday night, Saturday night games.
Oh, it'd be brilliant, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Cheers, Yogo. All the best.
Thanks
on
very
the
much, lads.
Rest of the season.
Same to you.
Yep, best of luck, Yoko. I think Aidan said he hopes you win because Courtown lads didn't come in this evening.
He's after saying best of luck to everyone anyway. Maybe keep signed up.
That's because everybody came in.
When they come in, I'll tell you who'll win it. When they come in, they haven't been in yet. We move on to 3A. Results: Blackwater 4-1 winners against Feathered. Crossabeg 2-1 winners. Barntown Town Derby United beating the Town 5-2. Just look at the table. Blackwater played 17 points. Rosslare Strand probably the team to beat in that. Game in hand and a point behind Blackwater. And then Ferns again promoted last year, doing well this year. Crossabeg promoted last year and they're in fourth, doing well as well. But it's hard to look by when you look at the stats. Danny O'Reilly 7 goals with a striker like that in that division. You'd expect them to win that division.
Yeah, you would. Look, 2 teams promoted last year. We've often said it, even on this show, Aidan, momentum is everything, and sometimes in a club, like even you talk to Yoko there, down Division 3 a couple of years ago, and bit of promotion or a bit of momentum. Crossabeg have done it straight up to the Premier. You done it with Des Moines, so like momentum on these clubs down divisions is massive. And Glenbarntown were another one. You'd be surprised how quick clubs can get up, and it's only when you get up to the Premier and Division 1 then you actually really realise what level you are at then, and that's where it levels out.
And we look at Division 3 then, there was only 2 games in that, as a lot of teams were out in the Junior Shield. So we had Duncannon losing out 4-3 to Wexford Celtic, and again your second team beating Leonard's 2-1. Look at the table: Rosstown played 15 points. Bree 6 games, 14 points again. Bunclody in third spot, 13 points again. 2 teams that came up didn't
Promoted,
they?
yeah, from last year, yeah.
And Duncannon, it's probably looking Bree Rosstown in it, that one.
Yeah, when you look at it, a lot of first divisions in that, our first teams in that as well, with the exception of Bunclody. So yeah, you would be expecting the first teams to be doing quite well.
And we're joined by the man with the darts, John Fanning, Cora manager. So is it me or Nicky on the dartboard this year?
We've kind of 2 dartboards down there, so it depends on if we win or lose. If we lose, we're on you, Nicky. If we win, or the other way around. Sorry. No dartboards down there. No.
I suppose it's only
You're not that popular down there, Aidan.
I don't know.
Mick
only-
Wallace is the man down there now.
Only one place to start. Cracking win at the weekend. 3-1.
Yeah, good, really good win.
Away as well, was it?
Yeah, it was
Gorey?
up in Gorey. We had to win the game. Just be very straight about it. We got a bad start to the season, and it was a big game. I felt if we lost the game, we could have been well out of it. We didn't have the best start of the season. We started off losing down in Kilmore. Again, not going to harp on about not having players, whatever, but look, we're just slowly getting our players back. Last Sunday, we kind of had the semblance of near enough to our full 11 and close enough to our full squad. But that said, we have to go up and play Gorey, up in Gorey. It's a really tough game. they're a really good side, really good side. So we knew from the start inside in the dressing room was a very easy team talk. We kind of just said, lads, we have to dig in here. We have to show something. We have to get something out of the game. We were lucky enough. We were fortuitous enough with the 3 goals. The keeper kind of got fumbled and made a couple of mistakes, and we took advantage of it. We found ourselves 3 up after 30 minutes, which was absolutely brilliant for us. 3-0 at half time. They came out. We knew they were going to come full rattle and tongs at us in the second half, and they did. They scored a free kick after 13 minutes, and we just had to sit in and defend. Like I said, they're top quality side. They moved the ball so well. But I suppose after 90 minutes, we got our 3 points, and just it's massive. It was massive in terms of the overall context of where we are, and like I said, if we lost that game, I think we're out of it.
Yeah, you mentioned you were 3-0 up in 30 minutes. A 30-minute hat trick for Niall Harney. He was a player. He's always used to score just when he played against one of my favourite players, I have to say, around. I think he goes a bit underrated in the county personally. And then you're always sure to have a row with him on the sideline too, in fairness to him. He was
wiry, alright. Good player.
Nice. A gentleman after it, in fairness to him. But,
and Gareth McCurtain as well. And no better to have to rally the troops in around you.
Mention the 2 of them. Is your second year over?
Second.
How important is 2 of their experience of 2 of them?
You just can't underestimate it, and how important they are around the group. There's Niall Harney there. Niall has only really come back in after he stint with Ballymiddy in the football, but there he is.
Not allowed to mention Jane.
No, just mentioning who he was playing for. That's a different.
You can, John.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the.
But no, like I said, and he came in and scored a first half hat trick last Sunday against Gorey. The previous week we played Ajax at home, and we were 2-0 down with 3 minutes to go. We got a penalty, and he rattled that into the top corner. Like, Niall is 36, but every single week he comes out, he's just so dangerous. He was a big, massive player for us last. He scored 19 goals last season from the right hand side of midfield. Well, the right hand side of a front 3. So you just can't underestimate his importance. Garrett, captain, 35, absolute soldier. You want to see him last Sunday coming out winning tackles, coming out with ball, man, everything. Just listen, we missed him 3 games this season. We've missed him, and we've conceded goals when he wasn't there. Goals that we aren't conceding when he is there, and he was just a rock back there. Like, I'm sure Tommy will tell you, like they threw everything the kitchen sink at us last Sunday, but we came out. Had to mention Devon Wall as well. Devon played beside Garrett, centre back. Devon came into us this season and kind of went in as a makeshift centre back, but he was an absolute rock back there, himself and Garrett. But look, I suppose your team is built on your defence, and defensively last season we weren't too bad. This season, like I said, when you're missing key players like that, like Garrett and out of the games, you're always kind of a little bit ropey and you're going to be on the ropes. But no, you can't. Look, they're not the only 2 players we have in the squad. They are definitely worth mentioning because of their experience. But look, overall, we've a really good blend of experience and youth. And it's all good for us. And hopefully, we can carry it on in through the season, you know.
How are you finding this, John? Obviously, you're living in Enniscorthy, managing down in Welland Bridge. What's it like? There's been such a distance between you. Does it give you a chance to kind of switch off? You're not probably listening to crap during the week, bumping into lads and saying, would you try this? Would you do that? So do you find it works for you? Not living in the area?
To an extent it does. But I'll be honest with you, Nicky, and my wife will tell you this. I'm football.
She already has. She said the other night she was going to choke you.
No, listen, it's not just the Wednesday night train and the Friday night train and the Sunday. It's just all through the week. But look, it does have an advantage not being in the area. 40 minutes sounds like a lot, but I work on Wexford CBS, and we might train after school on the week, in the Wednesday or whatever, and it's easy enough to go down. Then it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes max down the road. The long journey's on the way home, but actually gives you a time to think. You know, when you're going to train, and more so on the way back, what worked, what didn't work, and especially after a game, it's very important. You can have that little reflection. I know I would reflect a lot longer than the drive home, but has it advantages being outside of the place? It doesn't bother me kind of whether I'm close to it or away from it. I think it's the same kind of input and the same work rate that you have to put in all the time anyway. But But look, I'm happy to be there. Like, it's my second season there. The boys have been brilliant down there with me. Anything I've tried to do, they've bought into it. Even when we didn't have, like, you know, our training numbers had been poor at the start of the season, lads were still turning up. But they give you everything. As soon as those boys go across the white line, just everything, just to a man, not just the elder statesmen in the camp. The younger lads give you everything too, and it's very important. If I felt that they weren't buying into what I was doing, I wouldn't be there, to be honest. You know.
Just on, as Nicky said, you're living in Enniscorthy, Cora, a good bit away. Look, they obviously didn't bring you in there just to see him through a season. They brought you in to get him back to the Premier. How do you deal with that pressure, especially when, as you showed last week, when you have a full squad to pick from, what you can achieve? How do you, when you're being brought in there to get him back to the Premier, but yet you don't have the full squad for?
Jeez, he's
100%
taking out
of
the
the
dartboard again, John.
I know, yeah.
He's showing another missile at you.
Friday night now, throw a fair few darts down there. No, pressure. I suppose a club like Cork, to be honest with you, should, in my eyes, should be in the Premier. I know they're a country club and the numbers at times are small, but there's some quality of players down there. And I don't really feel pressure. Like, it's not, like, I came in here 12 months ago, and I think, Nicky, you asked me what was the aspiration for the year, and I said to win it, and I think that was the answer I gave you. I don't know if you remember, but I think that's the answer I gave you. The ambition has to be the same every year down with Cork Ramblers. This year, and genuinely hand on heart, I felt, even though there was 14 games to go after last Sunday, I felt last Sunday was massive. Probably the biggest game that we've had since we've had big games last season, don't get me wrong, but I just felt we needed something last week. And if we were to put ourselves in a position, look, there's some serious teams in this division. There's nothing over here by any matter of means. Like, in my eyes, we have to be in the shake-up. And that's not putting myself under pressure, putting the boys under pressure. I think they know the expectations that we have as a group inside, and I think other people probably looking in would probably say the same thing.
Who are you playing this weekend?
We've Glenbarrington at home.
At home. So now this weekend becomes just as big after you done the hard work last week. Then, like, you just can't slip up to Glenbarrington now this week.
No, we can't. I suppose last year when we would have started last season, we got 1 point out of 9 in the first 3 games. Then we went 14 games unbeaten. And I actually looked at the table the other night. With 4 games to go in the season, we had a game in hand and we were 2 points off the top. And then we lost 3 of our last 4 games. So it's kind of important, with that in mind, that we go and try and go on a similar run this season, because we don't want to be dropping points. But Barntown, he likes the Sean Cooney there running at you up top. They're not going to be in home hugs. Like, we won't be taking them for granted. We need to be at our best when we go and play Barntown there on Sunday. And like I said, we'll have a game plan. We'll be ready from the start of the game. And but it's like I said, I wouldn't say the hard work was done last Sunday. There's the hard work ahead. But certainly we can't take them for granted. That's for sure.
All right, cheers, John, and all the best for the year. Nicky has plenty of darts up in there. Even new dart room up in the pub there. You can practice them up there.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's a dartboard with Aiden's name on it. Down there.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Thanks, lads.
So thanks, John.
Cheers.
All the best.
Best of luck.
Good luck.
Division 2, Nicky. Ballymurn 5-0 winners against Wexford Bows. Bows were going well in that division. Tom Brack 5-1 win. Curraclough losing out to Camola 1-0, and Clabon and Enniscorthy United, difficult 2 games. Losing last week, or a few weeks ago there against Rosslare, and then 1-1 draw with with Clabon this week. And Fort Celtic beating Fastnet. Table, Enniscorthy United played 7, 16 points. Tom Brack played 5, 13 points. Fastnet played 6, 12 points. I suppose one thing on Tom Brack there, we were going about maybe players for the Oscar trainer, him outside it. We mentioned Paul Darcy. 5 games played, they've only conceded 2 goals. I think that stands up to we both know how good of a keeper Paul is, in fairness.
It does. It definitely does. It also says a lot about the defence in front of him. Bob, James Coleman, Dara Hendrick, they would have all they would have all done. So look at the one thing Tom Brack are never going to do is concede a whole lot. In fairness, Enniscorthy United last week, after coming off of a good beating down in Rosslare Rangers, they were 1-0 down against Clabon, and to get a point, I think they scored the last minute. To salvage something was a good result after the beating the week before. But Look, to be honest with you, I think Tom Brack have slightly surprised me a little bit this year. I seen him last year.
I tipped him at the start there.
Yeah, I know
So
you
did Jay,
did.
in fairness.
So, but I seen him last year, and I thought that would have all been a year a little bit older and things like that. I just thought they might have ran out of steam, but they're definitely proving me wrong in that, and they're a good
If
side.
you don't concede, you're going to have a chance in the game. And with that back line, as you mentioned, and the keeper, they're not going to
Yeah.
concede a whole lot in that division.
No,
Now
definitely
we're joined
not.
by Tommy Courtney, Gorey, Rangers manager in Division 1. Welcome, Tommy.
Evening, lads. How's it going?
How are you,
Played
Tommy?
7, 1-5, drew on last one. First
Mhm.
defeat at the weekend.
Yeah. It hurt.
We can see.
Yeah. Gave John 3 Christmas presents outside there before we came in. Look, what can we say? It was one of those days. We had a few mistakes. Not good, but they do happen. And before we knew it, we were 3-0 down, and trying to come back with a good side. They're a good side, to be fair to them. And try and claw it back. It was damage limitation. Give credit to my lads; they dug in. I think the second half we showed we're a good side. But we just have to pick ourselves up now and head into the weekend against Shelbourne. That's not going to be easy as well, going away, but we just got to pick ourselves up, and we know what we are. We know how good we can be. And it was just one of those days, so we'll take it on the chin and we'll move forward.
Yeah, it was. I suppose. I noticed that Killian Cush didn't start. I would have known Killian, a excellent player. He also had actually Niall Keys was off getting engaged, so congratulations. To
Yeah,
him.
I only found that out last night.
So he had other things to do than playing against Gore Ramblers on Sunday, but
Wow.
missing the calibre of Niall even. He came back last year out of Australia and ended up playing an FAI, coming on in an FAI Junior Cup final.
Played well
Yeah.
out there.
So they're big players to be missing out on,
Look,
but obviously you've a big panel.
We've a big squad, and Killian wasn't available to us the week before when we went to Glenbarntown. And look, again, tough game that night. They had a lot of players back. We came through it. And we just made the decision. He'd been sick that week anyway, so he hadn't been around. So we just made the decision that we just felt that we had the players that we could
Matt
play
throwing
around.
you under the bus now.
Um,
You don't have to explain it.
And look, it was one of those things. Look, whether Killian was on the pitch or not, he wouldn't have affected what happened.
Yeah, that's true.
It would. Look, we know, right? We know, and there's no point in going on about it. It is where it is. We are where we are. We'll get focused again. I know we'll have 18, 19 players at training tomorrow night.
That's,
and
we're just going to
go
touch
again.
on that there. We spoke to you last year and you kind of said that Willie had his own squad with the A team. You kind of had your own squad. Is it similar this year? You're working with your own 18, 19 players
Yeah.
and Willie's doing the same?
Well, kind of, sort of, yeah. We obviously Niall came down. He made the decision to come down. He'd spoken to me. He'd spoken to Willie, and then he'd spoken to me 2 or 3 times. So he made the decision to come down. 2 lads came up from the third team, which was Kyle Kenny and Dion Leeson came up, who were good players anyway. They should have been in and around the squad last year. And then we got another lad in. Jack Darcy came in from Arklow Town. Now Jack has been a little bit unlucky. He picked up an injury there 2 weeks ago. But we felt that we strengthened.
Yeah.
We got Darren Brennan back in.
Yeah. Paul's brother.
Yeah, Paul's brother. He was unlucky. He broke his hand in pre-season. Then he got injured in North End. So it was like signing a new player. So, we're after getting 4 or 5 players in that I probably felt, and it was no disrespect to the squad from last year, when there was a heavy reliance on Joe, on Evan, we got Baxter, Cush. There was this big pressure on them, and they're not going to perform at that level every week. And I felt at times that we probably didn't have the squad that we really needed to compete against Ross near the end.
Yeah.
And again, it's no disrespect to the players that we had,
You just need it in depth.
Yeah, we needed the depth. Where this year we're a little bit more confident, and we can cope a little bit better with a few injuries, with a few knocks, with a few bangs, and lads missing. So, the answer to the question is Willie kind of does have his squad. We kind of have ours. We've added a little bit to it. It's it's the same as last year. We lost one or two, but again we've brought in some good players. So we're kind of lucky that we kind of have a player for every position outside. So we're happy enough with where we are. But look, Sunday was just one of those blips, and we're all going to have them. So it is what it is.
We spoke to 5 other managers in division. They've all said about their aims: we get promoted, get to the Premier, stay in the division. For you, and we'll be speaking to Alan in a minute, now then you have to have a different perspective, because you get nothing for finish second or third. It's one or nothing for you.
I want to win it. We want to win it.
Yeah, that was going to say, how do you?
We want to win it.
Just solely that's.
We want to win it. We felt that we threw it away last year. We couldn't win it. We couldn't win an argument in the end, to be perfectly honest. when we came into it, but we've come back, and the lads are hungry, and I came back with the mindset we want to win this, and everybody's going to have setbacks. It's a good league. We spoke about it beforehand. It's a very, very competitive league, and people are going to take points off each other. It's a little bit of a setback, but by no means are we out for the count. I know the caliber of the players that we have around there. Like, we've got players, Zach Doyle, Owen Murphy, Paul's younger brother, Cottle O'Brien, Ryan Keogh. These guys are only 20, 21, and they're playing Division 1 football, and they're gaining that experience. They're gaining it. These are going to be top players for Gorey, in the next few years. They really are going to be really, really good players.
I know from talking, you can still see hurt from last year, and I'm sure you'd probably
don't mention it.
That you probably think you lost the division probably near the end of the season. So how you must be pretty impressed with the start you had this season. Then I know you had the blip there Sunday, but you had unbeaten after that in 6 games. You must be fairly impressed.
Look, we came out. We played. First game, I think we played against Yoko's team, and
St. Joseph's. Yeah, you were off the first week. It was the second week.
Yeah, second week, 5-0.
Yeah,
I think the one that really impressed me was probably going into Ajax. I thought we were good that day. Very solid 2-0. We did a good draw down in Cortown. I think Cortown are going to be in and around it. Yeah, they are going to be in and around it. It was the day of the storm there. The pitch wasn't great. Probably should have won that game, actually. We had a goal disallowed.
It's 2-2 draw, wasn't it?
No, it was 0-0. It was 0-0. We had a goal disallowed, which is is what it is. But we're happy with the start. It's a setback, but look, we know the next 3 games are Shelbourne. You would like to think that it's Shelbourne, North End, and Rathnure. That'll get us to halfway. So
played everybody wants in at that stage.
we'll and
don't work like that.
Yeah,
no, it doesn't. It doesn't. But that's where our mindset is at the moment.
You said your aim is to win it.
100%.
Look, at the end of the day, is our a second side. Is it easy to get that through that players? But in fairness, I suppose a lot of those players are first team players if they're in another club. Probably in fairness,
my mindset and the mentality that we came back with this season was: you earn promotion to the Premier League. You cannot play there because of the rule. That's fine. But what we have to do is install in these players that at some stage of the game that you're going to go up. Our standard can't be any lower than the team in the Premier. It can't be. Yeah. It just not for the club. The expectation, like you go up on a Sunday, you see the amount of people that are there watching. Every weekend they turn up and expect you to win. And the players themselves put that pressure on themselves to win. The mentality is there. Obviously, they're very friendly with the guys, and in fairness to the first team lads, a lot of them would have been there last Sunday. When Ryan Cullen is probably one of our best supporters when he's not playing himself. He travels.
Proper club man.
He came to
See
Wayside
that in him,
Celtic.
in
Yeah,
fairness,
yeah.
he's a proper club
He
man,
came
yeah.
up and came to Wayside Celtic with us and stuff like that. So like the mentality has to be, that you know, we're operating as if we went up with
Yeah.
Rosslare, with
Celtic.
New Ross Celtic. So that's the way we our mindset is, and our mindset is that we want to win the league.
Yeah, that's
And look, when we have you, look, you mentioned the rule you can't go up. Would you like to see a situation where you could go up, or do you think it's just a no-go?
To be perfectly honest, I think the competitiveness in me and in the squad, I would have liked him to go up, because it would be very interesting to see where we'd sit.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'd sit. I'd say we'd outside our own team, obviously North End and Fort Celtic. I think we'd sit nicely in that league.
Mm-hmm.
I think, now that's only my opinion for what it's worth, but I think we would certainly. Yeah, I would have liked.
You'd like a slap.
I'd like a slap at it. Yeah, I'd like a slap at it, and I would have liked a slap at it with those boys.
Yeah. Oh.
You know.
I look at to be honest with you, I don't know how I'd handle being in that position myself, do you know, but I suppose, as you say, like, it's your league title. If you can get your hands on that, I'm sure you'd celebrate the very same as winning a Premier, do you know. So
Our mindset is, and my mindset when we go in there, and it's no disrespect to anybody else in our club, the only fixture that matters to us is our result.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll wish the rest of them
best
the
of luck.
best of luck, but it doesn't. Nothing else matters but us, and that's our mindset.
Cheers, Tommy, and refreshing to have someone in to be so honest, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and that is, yeah.
So
So
appreciate
Thanks very much,
that.
lads. See you again soon.
All the best
All right.
for the season.
best luck in a new job.
First team manager, is he?
Oh, no. He have a new job. He'll have to deal with me now shortly. Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a look at the Premier before North End manager Alan Colgate joins us. 3 draws at the weekend, wasn't it? Yeah. Bows 1-1 with Ferns. Late equaliser for Ferns. All Blacks across the big. He got 97-minute equaliser for All Blacks, and Bunclody mine 0-0. I suppose, and then the week before, them 6-7 teams are out played again. Seemingly, Parry doesn't seem to want to put the top 4 teams out. Gorey have only played 2 games in the league, and we're on our 12th Sunday. North End have only played 3. I think North End have been playing every week. Fort Celtic have only played 2. Well, they haven't been out for the 12 weeks, so I don't know what's going on there. I've been told for the last couple of years you can't delay the league because these teams have to play, but they don't seem to be playing every week at the moment. And no fault to them, by the way.
Yeah, look at I know.
I just think and from talking to me for years about this, we're going to have a thing at the end of the season where there's going to be a load of back fixtures, and them 6 teams that I mentioned there are probably going to have nothing to play for. You're going to struggle to get a team on a Tuesday night to come down from work or college.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say the 6, but I'd say 2 or 3 of them might. One of them might be relegated. 1 or 2 of them might be battling a relegation. Obviously, then there's going to be a middle core of clubs that are like safe. You're like, just say if you're looking at it in a minute, you would be thinking Bunclody, Crossabeg, and the Mine are going to be the safe ones. So they're obviously not going to have any. They don't give 2 shites what 11 to put out. Probably coming towards the end of the season. So yeah, look, it can be a little bit lopsided how we fix it. To be honest with you, I had a chat with the boys downstairs about different ideas and when could you start a season, what would be the best way, and look, we've started chatting about it. I definitely would like to chat to managers throughout the season and see can we bring something to a county level to see what's the best. I do agree with your point a little bit, Aidan. We are now the middle of November, and your North Ends, your Gories, still only played 2 games. Your Fort Celtics, who are I know they're playing in outside competitions. You would like to have to seen them play 3 or 4, maybe 5 games at this stage, for more level. But look at for whatever way the fixtures are falling, whether that's Padraig's fault or outside competitions or anything. Clubs have put in for free Sundays. There's a lot of jiggling around,
No, draw and
coming
title.
up,
My
but
point
coming
is,
up with the perfect fit is not going to be
Yeah.
going to be easy either.
and look, draw and title are free Sundays, and to me, there should be 3 free Sundays. I've said that as well for years, because you could have.
Sure, when do you want to play
Actually, you
football?
could have-
He's wanting you to delay the start.
Well,
Give everybody 100 free
as you
Sundays.
said, we're in the middle
Sure.
of November now, and the league will still be finished by the end of the May, and some teams have only played 2 games.
Yeah,
So
look at
this
it.
was my point
It's,
all along.
So I look at there's ways, and as I said, the more of these Astros coming on board, the more evening games we should be able to. So there should be more competitiveness and throughout the year, and hopefully they'll come on quicker. Like who knows?
Yeah,
The FAI assembly is coming up, and we could be all change the calendar of football, and then we're all left.
we'll move on now. We've Alan with us. Welcome, Alan.
How are you getting on?
I said I'd name the winner when they come in, so I'm going to put you down as winner. So I'm putting you under pressure straight away to win the division.
No, there's a long way to go yet.
First year in the job.
Well, hey, sorry, can I just have something? That is the first time he's actually after getting off the fence for anything. So yeah, so he normally won't make up his mind on anything like that. So Norton must owe him a few pounds or something.
He's a knowledgeable man.
Anyway, can I ask me a question?
Go on then, off you go.
First year in the job.
Yeah, myself and Craig Maguire. We have Fergal on board as well with us. It's it's going good. It's something I didn't think I'd be doing, but the lads from Kilmore last year gave me a good boost because I missed the end of the season last year. We won't go into that, but he gave me, Mick and Tom gave me a good boost, and then Craig asked about going into the managing. I said, let's do it. And North End kind of came up, we inquired about it, ended up getting the job. We knew it would be kind of tough because of the way it ended last year. We weren't too sure what the team would be like, so we kind of wanted just to bring a bit of happiness back into the team, the squad. We knew the squad was really young. I'm not being warned. They bring it up to about the average age of 50,
Yeah.
I think. But it's
Bring the medal count up quite high too.
Yeah. Look, there's a good balance with youth and experience there now. Really good balance. The boys, we've asked, not all we wanted was commitment from them. Train 2 nights a week, never miss it. 17 to 19 training every week, and they're putting in a serious effort. Like,
So 2 joint managers, and Fergal is it the 3 is together?
well, me and Craig are joint managers, and then Fergal's kind of helping us. He kind of takes the stress off us, so we can get stuff sorted with the teams, and then he does the teams for Sunday on the app.
Things like that. Yourself and Craig, obviously myself and Aidan would have come up against you throughout the years when you were both playing for North End. Obviously I worked with you for a while back in the day on the building sites.
That was fun.
Good work.
Yous are both, from what I know, is anyway 2 nice lads. You know, 2 good footballing lads.
Appreciate that.
2 nice lads. So who's the bad guy?
Oh yeah,
Like, you always need a good cop, bad cop.
we was only talking about this last night because we moved training because we train Wednesdays. So we said to the lads, we train Tuesdays because we may do this. I was only talking about it last night, and Craig was like, because Craig's really calm, and I'm a lot less calm. Let's put it that way.
So you're the bad guy.
Yeah, and it's kind of worked that way. But look, we work really well together. We've played together since we were 17, 18. We've played all the way through. Now we're managing together, and it's just like 2 best mates putting our ideas into a team of young lads who really want to take it on board. Like young Dean Hillis, Ben English, Liam Dempsey. I heard a few of these weren't getting chances last year.
No, you may be careful with Liam. You drop Liam, the Dempseys will kick you out of the club.
No, to be fair, he's holding his own. He's doing really well. All of them are, and myself and Craig, we get on really well. We've had a few disagreements, but that's normal, and we've just ironed them out, and we just went with it, and it's one of the best things I've ever done with a friend, it is, and we've, like I said, we both played under Goggy for years, so we've experienced it as well with
Big games.
him, big games. going away to Rovers, getting kicked to death. Going away to mine, getting kicked to death. You know what I mean? So we know sometimes when you go away from home, it's
Actually,
not,
you was never kicked anybody.
no. It's when you go away from home, we also understand that it's not always beautiful football. Like, it's about getting the 3 points, moving on, and these young lads then just getting them to understand that.
Yeah.
You go away to the likes of Shelburne, even Gorey. It's about just getting up there. No matter how you get the win, get the win. Do you know what I mean?
You said that they had a poor season last year in the division. I think last game of the season stood up, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We won't talk about that.
I-
We won't talk about that.
Are you surprised then 7 games in undefeated that you had to turn it around that quick?
To be honest,
No.
look, me and Craig both said we're not naive enough to say, oh yeah, we're fucking brilliant, we're flying, because I know I was in the league a long time. Division 1 I think it's harder than the Premier League to win, and I don't think any team is going to ever walk away with that division ever. So we're kind of like, we're not naive enough to think that. But look, we're happy, really happy. The boys are flying. Like I said, youth is a big thing. Like, do you know what I mean? When you have lads who are willing to run for you and also can play football, that's something good you have going. Like, you know, and then like you have Nobby and more, and then just add a little bit of experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. And we're delighted to be top of the table.
You are a second team.
Mm.
How does the dynamics work with Gary and the first team then with yourself and Craig?
We've had a few people say, like, you know, first team players come down and play. Me and Craig really wanted to advocate for the young lads coming through. We had young Keane Redmond play with us against Kilmore. He came off the bench and they actually probably got man of the match. We were 2-0 down and he changed the game. So we wanted to advocate the young lads coming through. Now, if there's first team lads coming back from injury and they need minutes, we have to give them minutes, you know, and that's fine. That's part. I'd expect that from Gorey, Rovers, mine, if they have big squads.
Yeah.
So, I don't know about now. Look, we don't bring lads down, and we had a few lads come down there the other week, and we kind of, not that we didn't have to start them, and we didn't because we believed in our young lads. You know.
Yeah.
But they come on, they get their minutes, and everyone's happy.
Yeah, will you wheel out? Now you're on about the youngsters and things like that. Jay Murphy is surely due a spot to come out of somewhere. He comes out around this time of the year every year.
No, I get on really.
Is he fully retired?
I get on really well with Jay. Play with him for years as well. So he's he mentioned something to me the other day. He was like, he sent me a message saying, "Colgate, I'm coming back out of retirement."
I knew it. At that time of the year.
No, but at the same, he was up.
Did you tell him to keep your boots?
No,
in the press.
But he was up watching the match Sunday, and I think he got a good idea of that. I think he'd say himself he'd probably struggle, and Jay wouldn't be like the one to sit on a bench.
No.
So I think he'd be happy enough. But I don't know. Rumor has it he's come back out of retirement, so I don't know.
He'd be great.
I don't know.
Have around the place.
Oh, he's brilliant. He's brilliant.
We said at the time of there, look, 2 years, you can't get nothing for finishing second or third. It's
No.
win or nothing for you. Is that what it's about for you, or is it more, you were mentioning young players a lot, so I get maybe from you more, it's more so maybe developing these players?
Look, at first it was, like I said, bring these young lads through. So they're ready. When they turn 23, 24, they can go into the first team. When the likes of Shane Dempsey, Gary Delaney, Kyle, them, they're all finished. These young lads then have been playing men's soccer. They can just step into their boots. So it happens.
Gone unbeaten in 7 games.
So it happens. We've gone unbeaten. But like I said, it's one game at a time. It's one match at a time, one half at a time.
Yeah.
You know, we were 2-0 down against Glyn. We ended up coming back winning 3-2. Yeah, and it's a learning curve for me and Craig as well, and Fergal, because we've never done this. You've done it for 15 years. I'm sure it was hard at the beginning.
It was easy for me because I started off with my father, so I always had a sounding board, and he had the experience there. Aidan would have had, your own father was a sounding board as well, so like it's a little bit probably tougher and especially going in as a joint management. Like I always thought that might be I'd struggle with that. I think
I tell you the truth, right? Anybody else?
We did.
Yeah. Anybody
for 2 weeks.
Anybody else? I definitely wouldn't have done it.
Just on that, I always work with Davey O'Shea, John New, and John Timmins. That would be always my team, and they would be 3 of my best friends. Well, it is when you can get it, because you can, as you said, you can fall out. That's the end of it. You 2 minutes later you're back again.
No,
But if you're doing it with a stranger or such, it can be. I think that dynamic can be hard.
No, and we've got a good balance because like Craig is very much an analyzer. He will go through he said it the other day. He's the coach, puts everything on the board. I'm a coach who wants to be in and amongst it on the field.
Yeah.
Do you know, I still put my boots on in training and try and play a little bit, just to help some of the young lads. And Craig is very much outside looking in and analysing everything. He analyses very much, which is brilliant for us because come Sundays, he knows everything about the opposition.
Yeah,
how they play, what way we're going to play against them. So it works really well. Like
good blender.
Yeah, it's a really good blend.
In fairness, you were honest there saying that at first it was about developing players. Now 7 games in, you're looking, maybe we can go win this. Will there be more pressure on you then maybe within the club and maybe even yourself to use, like I think this week you have a game the A team done. Will there be to use these players in big games? I know every game in Division 1 is big, in fairness.
No, to be fair to Gary's not pushing any lads on us. Like he said, I asked Gary at the beginning, and he said if there's lads coming back from injury, like I said, that's fair enough. Yeah. But we haven't been pushed any players onto us or anything like that. So it's good even that, like, you know, because a few people said like, oh, you know, like, oh, they're going to push everyone on you.
Yeah, well, you look at it like North End and probably Gorey and maybe not so much Fort Celtic now this week. They got knocked out of the FAI. Like they're going to have enough games.
Yeah.
Gary can get his squad of 20 minutes in games and things like that. Yeah. So that probably helps you a little bit then as well, because if somebody's left on the bench 2 or 3 weeks in a row and they're out of an FAI in the Leinster Junior, maybe then he might have to turn around and say, hey, Alan, what's the chance of getting a couple of lads runs now?
Like I said, Gary, unless Spot, Shane, Gary, Laney, if they're all going to improve our team. But if we're in a place, if we get lads who we think our lads are on level par with them and are flying, like we're unbeaten, how do I change that team?
Yeah,
you don't change a winning team.
No,
do you know what I mean? So
I like it.
You can always make a team better.
And
I like it,
but not when you're winning. You can't.
You can.
I know. I like that mentality. You know, because it's obviously you're showing a loyalty to the lads who are getting you there week in, week out.
100%.
Well, it'll make the young lads believe in you as a management team, because I know you're believing in them, in fairness. When you could have, say this week, you could have an opportunity to maybe bring in 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But you're sticking with these, you believe in these.
And like I said, I can't tell the future. Maybe one game, Gary might say, we need these 3 lads to get minutes because they're only back from injury.
Yeah.
We'll see that. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But at the minute, everything's going brilliant. We're flying.
We'll get you in after the first defeat, we see.
But then this is it. I say about character when you lose your first game. Mm-hmm. We've been 2-0 down twice, and all of the lads, that's just brilliant. They came back and 1-1, and we drew with Kilmore down there in 100-mile-an-hour wind, which was phenomenal for us. Like, you know, so it's been it's been good.
And Ajax at home this Sunday.
Yeah, another tough game. Like I said, there's these games. I've played against Ajax for years. Gorey, Coretown. It's going to be tough, physical. Probably not going to be the most beautiful game, but it's about just getting the 3 points. No matter how you get it, get the 3 points.
I've seen Ajax a couple of times this year, and in fairness to them, they've started each one of the games really, really well.
They start very fast.
And I think if they maybe get a little bit more strength in depth, like they signed a couple of good players, Lenny Connolly, Graham Donoghue, Paushe, yeah. So how did I forget about that? So they signed the 3 of them, and I know they can't really sign any more, but like if they were to get another 1 or 2 to maybe be able to change a game, to keep them in the games, because they're a little bit older, some of the lads are on that team, and just seem to run out a small bit of steam, but they're definitely starting games really well. They've just been unlucky the last couple of weeks.
No, and like you said, it's no game is going to be easy, regardless of what the score lines are in some of the games. I think You're got bet 9-1 the other week. I'm not thinking I'm going down to Rathnure and winning 9-1.
And
I'm
you'll
thinking
be, and you'll be a different side coming Sunday week.
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? This is what it's like,
Yeah.
especially when the lads come back from Holland, Shane Lawler. I know.
Yeah.
I'm happy coming out of Rathnure with Joe, to be honest. But they'll be a tough side.
Well,
So
Thanks, Alan, for coming in, and all the
no
best for
what,
the
I
season.
appreciate it. Thanks very much.
Cheers,
Yeah,
Alan.
We wish Wexford on our Readings all the best tomorrow night. Tomorrow night again, isn't it?
Yeah, tomorrow night, 8:15 up in Arklow United's pitch. So yeah, big game. As I said earlier on, they're playing Wicklow. It's very important to pick up a win and that to try and put themselves in a Leinster final. So best wishes to Padraig and the lads, and just a couple of lads mentioned picking up injuries this year. A couple of long-term injuries. Best of luck to all of them as well. You know, nobody wants to see that happening during the year.
Yeah, and just thank all the boys for making the time and effort to come in tonight, and thanks everyone for listening in.
Cheers,
Talk to you later.
Aidan. See you.
Cheers, Nick.